What's up, everybody? Good time. So, we've actually had quite a bit of, all types of stuff actually go down in the Epic Creator Discord. So, I don't like to show who's saying what because, you know, someone might get an issue with me for whatever reason. So, instead, I'm going to show when I was playing on the Korean server. This was the initial reroll process, so you guys can check that out. There's about... Well, anyway, so I'm gonna go to the Epic 7 content creator page, and I'm gonna tell you guys about all the things we've been talking about. And there's been some debates. Got a couple of users that might not necessarily like each other. At least I wasn't involved in that one. So, but it's just the way it goes. Everyone's gonna agree on everything. So let me get to that. And also, congratulations to all the new Epic 7 content. Apparently they've closed the program for now. Alright, so I'll start with a creator says, and I will tell you guys if it's a creator or if it is a one of the community managers or one of the devs, etc. So creator here says, I think it would be nice, sorry if we didn't put this in the post before, in case you sold all your gear by sending out some bookmarks, skystones, leaves, and even a couple would be nice for people. Even if just such a kind gesture, less of a compensation. We all appreciate the changes overall, but releasing that statement a couple hours after the game is live is poor on timing. Good. Oh, okay, so when they had that gear update, when they were talking about, they're changing the way that the upgrades go on the gear. As far as when you upgrade the gear, it's going to upgrade the stats that are there, and then it's going to eventually add more stats. So, a lot of people in the Epic 7 Discord, they were pissed off because they had some gear that if they would have known that this is the way that the system's going to work for upgrading now, they would have kept. And we actually had one guy like completely purge his account. And we had another person, I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl, kind of do the same thing, just to a lesser degree, so that's what they're right here. So let's see here. And then we had another YouTuber. Says, I hate always saying this, but to be completely frank, your rewards, compensation, and apologies are terrible. Capital on terrible. Every other game I've ever played does this part infinitely better. It does not take much to keep people happy, but it feels like you just choose not to for stuff like this. Like a line at the end saying, here's X leaves for not realizing we should have done this earlier. Also, we would like to give Y Covenant bookmarks as an apology for anyone who reacted before we sent this change out. All of a sudden, everyone cheers, and you're the best company ever. And then another creator says, I don't usually agree with we need compensation. I'm usually against the idea of spoon-feeding freebies due to the mentality it sets for the community versus developer relationship. Yeah, we are far past that, so I kind of agree, but, you know, people expect their freebies, that's what it is. However, sometimes I think there is a very clear oversight on the dev-publisher end of the relationship. It is generally a kind of gesture to at least acknowledge that oversight. And we got a community manager here. Hi guys, I'm sorry for my silence. I'm trying to make sure that I can get exact answers for all. When the changes go live next week, the main stats of all the gear acquired before the update will be changed. The new power of mechanics are already applied to all equipment. And thanks you guys very much for sharing your thoughts on this situation. Creator, also we appreciate how quickly you respond to us in the line of communication here, so you know how this goes. Community manager, thank you so much for saying that, I really appreciate it. Blushy face heart. Another creator, no problem, glad it's being worked out. Another creator, thank you for the answer. Another creator, yep, thanks. Remember not to feel too bad. We love the communication, and we are totally understanding that you have to be careful with it. We super appreciate you. Definitely my favorite creator as far as the stuff that they say. Community manager, thank you. I always appreciate you guys understand the limits as to what we share with you all, just positivity in general, both in regards to us and the community. Hi, this is a creator. Hi, just to show you my chat average response to maintenance. Which of course he cherry-picked. Wow, yeah, they extended it 2 more hours. Probably 0 compensation for it too. It wouldn't feel so bad if there was compensation. It'd be nice to get some actual compensation for unexpected extended maintenance. So, you see how the compensation goes. And the compensation for that was 5 leaves and 500,000 gold. That was pretty good. We had person who spends $450 a week on the game. Thanks, Dom. 500k gold and 5 leaves. Dom is the name of the GM. That mostly talks to us. Occasionally some of the other ones talk. Thank you guys for your patience during maintenance. This is the GM talking. So sorry for all the delays, and thank you for sending the users' concerns about compensation. And then we had someone link a text chat from their Twitch. Someone in Boso's stream, I don't know who, that it's still bugged, that if you upgrade something, it reverts to the lower main stat. This is concerning. Why don't you test it out? Smiley face. Other creator says. Community manager, we're so sorry about that. This is a visual bug, and the actual correct value is still applied. I apologize. Visual is not the right word. Temporary is more appropriate. Restarting the game corrects the issues. The bug is currently being investigated. Once again, we're extremely sorry for the inconvenience. We had a creator. I did fully test it. Haha, it's exactly like Dom says. After relogging, it was less concerning. Pre-relog, the gear plus 4 will be 20% when it should actually be. Gives you 20% stats. Post changes at both properly. We have one of the newer creators here. Hello, community manager. I was wondering if it was possible. I always thought that 4 was the max for 85 gear, but I swear I've hit 5 speed before on legend gear. This is from my guildie. And they show a piece of gear, 85 crit set, Abyss Drake Bone Sword, 60 base attack, speed 5, critical hit damage 5%, effectiveness 6%, flat health. And we also find what low row, high rows are for stats. Actually, someone links a Twitch clip to basically prove what they just said. Community manager, unfortunately I'm not allowed to provide answers to questions about numerical data in the game, but there are not currently any known issues with substats, so I don't believe this is a bug. And then the thing about how we have to do a creative Google Drive document now to keep them updated. Videos we're making, stats, etc. Let's see. Creator says, as a side note, myself and a ton of viewers are literally out of stamina to play. I am out of sky shards and I am out of leaves. I have no choice but to just close the app. People are picking up different games because of it. It feels really bad and I have no idea what to tell people. I was able to play Summoner's War basically 24/7 as free to play for years. It feels like I can't even play anywhere near as much without going overboard on spin. Are you allowed to say anything about that at all? And then another creator says, @other creator. My viewers are with the same problem. That's how they typed it. Most of my subscribers are going to other games where there is no need to use energy, or it is easier to get energy refills like Grand Chase Mobile, La Place M, and Fantasy War Tactics. They come back when they have energy, they do what they can, sometimes only 5 hunt trips, and then they leave. Community manager, the game is losing strength of free players because of this. They cannot spend money, but they divulge the game a lot. For those who spend money, it may be even worse. They could just use Sky Stones with the other benefits into account, and currently they could use the Sky Stones with other benefits into account, and currently is not being feasible. I guess the system is flawed. In the games I mentioned before, companies focus their efforts on doing new summons, customizing characters, new avatars, and so much more, but not with energy. Another creator says, just to be clear, it's not just free players, and it's not even sustainable as pay to win. Agreed, says another creator. Same creator talking about pay to win, which is a big problem. I am all for supporting the game and spending a good amount of money, but I feel like I can do that here and not even be able to play still. We want to spend our money on summons, cosmetics like auras, and skins, without power, just to be clear, lol. In brackets. And fun things. Stamina is literally the last thing we want to be pressured into. Yeah, I agree with all this, right? I agree, another creator says. I'm getting a lot of discussions about this in my own discords. Many players who spend on the game can't even keep up with the cost of farming. Free players are turning it to a lot of other game titles or reverting back to older titles that they have played before due to this energy problem mainly. It is also the reason that I stream less. Yeah, that will actually get their attention really quick. You start talking about streaming. What do we say? The majority of the direct messages in my Discord is, when are you going to stream E7? And this morning, a Twitch staff asked me why I haven't been more active, considering how large it exploded the past 2 streams. I didn't want to say leaf issues, lol. It's, I just grew tired of buying leaf packs. Let's see. But I'm totally showing you guys like my stat stuff. No. Make sure my videos were getting properly vetted. Anywho, let's keep it here. So, it is also the reason I stream less. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that I grew tired of buying leaf to okay. Alright, so I gave my 2 cents here. So get ready, I'm about to throw down. I didn't really throw down that hard, it's just, I wanted to add to the discussion. Here. For me personally, I'm getting to the point of, what am I really doing? I farm for hours with no guarantee of a decent drop. Granted, that's how gacha works, but if I take the time I spent farming here to almost anything else that is similar, I am guaranteed to have gotten something good. It still annoys me that I have dropped like 5 million gold to upgrade the blacksmith building and cannot even guarantee the set bonus I want from the heavy RNG gear crafting. By now, the world would have been safe from all the dragons, golems, and banshees I have slaughtered in the name of making gear, 85% of which is unusable. Sorry if that comes off as negative, I really do think that you GMs do good work. I think I was a... That's just how it goes. And we got a new creator here, a female creator. Is this report supposed to be private, or can... Oh, she's not. And then the CM comes back. Thank you for this discussion. It really helps to see a variety of players' opinions on the issues. And I will definitely forward everyone's concerns to the developers. Just to remind you all, this isn't something that we as community managers control, but I will certainly forward your feedback as usual. At user, there isn't really anything confidential about the report. We would prefer that you all fill it out off stream. And we had a user basically make a comment about into his video about stamina issues and the overwhelming amount of comments. And then we got another user here. And we finally made it to last Wednesday, guys, so I had a lot of stuff to get you guys on. So here we go. Nice patch. Oh, this is a creator. Kind of shocked about the new hunts. Another creator. New hunts. Yes! Unity set! So he's really excited. CM, user, thank you for sharing the video. I took a look and looked through all the comments as well, and I forwarded everyone's feedback. I hope you all enjoyed this week's update. Creator, thanks. Patch looks great. Weight lifted off my shoulders for the guild stuff. New hunts is nutso. Yeah, that person, he has like something around, as I would find out later, like 22 guilds. With patch looks great, blah, 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 blah. Also, I have multiple people messaging me saying that the Clury event had 20 hours left and just disappeared, and they were unable to get their last day. Community manager, I'm glad to hear that you like the patch. Thank you for also letting me know about this. We are aware of this. It's been an ongoing issue. We will investigate this. I apologize for the early closure. Yeah, that seems to be a thing that's pretty common in most games, actually, is you'll lose the very last day to farm. So in my opinion, guys, just make sure that you're try to get it done before the last day, because all bets are off if there's a patch issue or something else goes down, or hell, maybe your internet's gonna go out, you never know. So just try to get it done before that. Alright, so we have a user here. Anyone get ML Aramenthia? 2,500 Mystics and 2 Durandils so far. No Dingo or Aura. Feels bad, man. Another creator. Got a link to the maintenance post. Started to update that. Another creator. What do you guys think about Mystic Summons not going towards gold transmit stone mileage? Fair and reasonable, unfair and ridiculous, something else? Another user here, and this is what I was going to tell you. This is something I quoted in my last video about Epic 7. I was thinking about that last night. Felt pretty bad to spend $450 and not get ML Aramenthia or Dingo last night. And then I realized that it didn't go towards any sort of milestone either. I'd love to see them go towards gold transmute, or even better, have their own mystic transmute system that would make mystics a lot better. Either one of those would be cool. For me, oh, this is me commenting here. For me, mystic summons are disappointing. All 3 stars so far. Another creator, for me too, 3 stars all the time. Another creator, rates are usually pretty bad, but they're free summons from Guild Wars, so I never complained. Actually, I did get 4, and I got her, but I never expected anything. Another user, I don't mind the rates, but I'm still on the fence about the idea about no mileage for Mystics. On one side, there are already limited pulls, so you have a higher chance at the units you want to pull for. Yeah, right. So the no mileage could be justified by the increased chance to get specific X unit. On the other side, even as a 5 times reward player, we get approximately 5 to 6 summons a week, whereas a 2x multiplier maybe gets 2 to 3 a week. What do they mean by that? I don't really see those extra numbers added to the mileage affecting account diversity by inflating gold transmute stone gain by very much. At most, it's around 2 extra gold transmute stones a month, and at lowest, it's half of 1 per month. Yeah. Side note, my community is very happy that there is a large number of silver transmute stones from the current event. It really helps them with the extra purchases and needing to transmute 3 stars to keep up. Here. Then the community manager comes on. Thank you guys. It's great to see your discussion about this, and thank you for all your continuously detailed feedback and the suggestions. Another creator here. What do you all feel about Kitty Clarissa? I feel like she's one of the thematically best designed characters we have, but her kit feels horrible. I've 6-starred her and tried her basically every bit of content, and she was always my weakest. Another user, she's extremely one-dimensional. Another user, I don't have her. I'm just gonna say user for creators from now on, guys. Don't have her or any ML4 or 5-star character. Another user. I don't think Mystic Summon was ever designed for us to be spamming in the first place. It was just an outside mechanism to give free players a chance at characters, not a means to overspend, so the rates were never supposed to be high. You can tell from the wording used when it was released. So from the start, actually the wording was kind of dubious, so I kind of disagree about that, but oh well. So from the start I assumed Lotto and pay attention to the other banners and leave that for extremely fortunate to chase. I could be wrong, but I think it's being looked at entirely wrong. Some banner systems in these games aren't meant to be willed, and I think this is the case for this system. It was announced as a free-to-play mechanic, so you can't expect a raw force free-to-play mechanic and not be burned. You aren't supposed to be there in the first place. That is what normal banners are for. The problem here lies in that you can buy Mystic Packs. I wouldn't have added that to the game because they were just made the free-to-play banner pay to win. And it breaks the balance of what it was intended to do. I don't want to say I highly disagree, but I do disagree because when Mystic Summons were marketed to us, they were like, look at this exciting new things, guys. The rates are improved, and because there's less people in the pool, you have a higher chance to pull, you know, a 4 or 5-star, whatever the hell they're called. Mystic Summon. And that has basically been a chemical dumpster fire for all but the luckiest of people. And like I said, someone spent $450 and didn't get one. So I think that that user is right in the sense of it is a more free-to-play mechanic, but they marketed it as free-to-play with high chance of getting something good. And instead, it's turned out not to be the case. Now, as far as the going towards gold transmutes or its own mystic transmutes, I'd be fine with that. That'd be fine. But I basically don't expect anything, because the entire time I've played this game, including when I was on the Korean server, or, of course, then again, they didn't have that many there, but I have gotten 2 4-stars from Moonlight summons. That's it. Everything else, including the Mystic summons, has all been 3-stars. Whatever, it's just the way it is. Alright, so... Oh, this is where the argument began, by the way. So, get ready for this one. Now, I will tell you, that was user 1, so I would just quote them as user 1. This is creator 2. Creator 1 and creator 2, I will say. They had a long post about this, so here we go. Creator 2, by the same argument, you can't brute force a non-limited banner either. Creator 1, non-limited banners aren't a free-to-play mechanic. Mystic Summons was made to allow people who couldn't spend a chance at characters in a limited pool. It was never supposed to be a big spender mechanic. Other games have the same mechanics, like I said above. The problem here is that paid packs were introduced, making the Mystic banner no longer what it was supposed to be. And now it's under the same scrutiny as normal banners without the transit stones. Even in normal banners, it's still ridiculous, as possibly spending close to 1,000 US dollars is not even getting the banner character, which, yeah, I have heard people that. The simple fix here is let free-to-play have their banner, and not to sell the Mystic packs. And let everyone here who wants to spend do it on the normal banners. Yeah, right. I have to disagree with that part, because telling a company not to make money, you know, of course the company's gonna choose to make money. So the way that goes. Let's see here. And let everyone who wants to spend on it do it on the normal banners. Keep the 120 limit on every banner. Limited banners can still be limited, since they do a good job at keeping them limited. I don't see why they haven't done this. I have money. People will spend the same amount of money getting imprints anyways, and no one will be robbed, is what I assume, of a large sum of money, or at least have a glimmer of hope. Creator 2. Doesn't this just again lead to the idea of no account diversity? Heard again. How does removing the paid Mystic packs change anything for free-to-play players? Removing it doesn't give them anything, and leaving it in doesn't take anything away from them. I'm not quite sure how this is a simple fix when it doesn't solve any issues. Creator 1. Mystic summons are a system. As a system, was never broken. What made it go out of whack was allowing it to be spent on. It was just supposed to be an alternative means outside of normal banners. That's why we have other areas like Guild War and hunts to get stuff for it. Outside user. I agree with Creator 2. Removing it doesn't change them anything to free-to-players. Here we go, guys. Creator 1. The same type of system is in several other games. The difference here is somehow they made packs for... The question was never about free-to-play. It was originally about how it felt you spend on it and not get what you want. This has nothing to do with free-to-play. What I was stating is the system wasn't intended in the first place for people to wail on it. It isn't even set up for that. That is the reason it feels bad to wail packs and get shafted. And then I guess Creator 3 has joined the regular conversation here. So. Creator 3. I still think that the biggest problem with the summon system is the general, and not with one type. They should remove the artifacts or dramatically increase the drop of 5-star characters as they did with Regalia Loss. Not gonna happen, partner. Not gonna happen. Normally I would hold out hope for something like that, but not with this developer crew. They are hell-bent on preventing you from easily getting things. That's pretty much how it goes. Just the way it is. Just the way it is, guys. Let's see here. Creator 2. When you look at the design of Mystic Summons, it's a clear-cut copy-paste of exclusive summons from Summoner's War. The intent of the summoning pool is actually only aimed towards summoning the selected 4s and 5s in the pool, are directed at whales who are looking to be more solidified attempt at the units they want, since banners don't exist there. The comparable aspect here is that they haven't rerun a banner or bannered an old release unit yet. Creator 1, well that is a problem too. Artifacts and characters need to be in different banners. Oh, so we got some agreement there, okay. Creator 3. In my Discord, I had more than 300 Epic 7 players. Currently has 56 players. They left the game because of the summon system and migrated to Grand Chase. Creator 1. Crafting system has the same problem. We have too many items now for the systems. Crafting and characters and artifacts. Creator 2. I think people are too handheld by games where the intent is to collect every unit, so many players come from games where it's encouraged and normal to have lots of units that are released, as well as encouraging the idea of low account diversity. I've said it before, but I think SG, Smilegate, will continue to release units until there's a good balance of units that can fill roles and counterplay others. My only hope here is that they finish the goal soon and slow down unit release to make banners feel more optional. Right now, we're in a state of every unit released is good. I disagree with that. Which pressures players into summoning a lot. Yeah, I would say that Katie Clarissa, not that great, and the MLs overall need buffs. ML Sid wasn't that great. A lot of the Mystic Summons people don't like. And what was I gonna say? Character. Oh, what's her face? I forget her name, but the idol character, she was garbage at first, and now she's decent. Anyway, so Creator 1, the pool is too diluted now. Creator 2. Also not sure if anyone follows the metrics, but Epic 7's viewership rate on Twitch. Charged downward trend. They don't actually have the link to it, unfortunately. They're just saying that it's not getting streamed as much, and of course, for all the reasons that we all know and have been highlighted in this video so far. User 4, another user comes in. Yeah, viewership is so-so, triple sad face. I agree with @user... some other user, as I'm sure we all do. Oh, maybe it's the... Oh. User 3, I'm starting to lose track of everybody. LOL, guys and girls, pet system is in the game. Oh yeah, that was the developer note. Pet system auto-loot chests and uses statues. This is a huge concern. Please do not add hero unique equipment. That is the #1 thing that killed King's Raid overnight. Is that true, guys? When I was playing King's Raid, I didn't enjoy it that much. Oh well, anyways, we already have trouble with the current gear as it is. This is user 1, creator 1. As far as diversity of gear, I think they have to buff the other stat gears to make them counter speed. No matter what, speed always wins in PvE and PvP. That is pretty much true for almost every character, because other sets don't stand up to it. Yeah, there's exceptions, but for the most part, speed. If you got a character that has like really good combat readiness, or they got their own like procs where like they proc a lot of extra turns, or speed isn't that much of a concern. Or if you got teammates that increase combat readiness, etc. But in general, yeah, speed is the number stat for sure. What are we saying? I think that before putting in a system of exclusive equipment, they should review the balancing of the characters, as an Angelica is 1,000 times more useful than a Destina. Oh god, please. Actually, Angelica is kind of an issue, but... Let's see here. The user says they could fix that by putting passives on classes, so it's no longer okay to put healers in the tank slot. I fucking agree 1000% with that. I would actually like to see in PvP, limit the number of tanks / supports to 2 max. That's it. And it has to be one or the other. So 1 tank and 1 support. Not double tank, not double support, none of that. I think that always screws up PvP, just because, you know, for your auto teams, being tanky is the best way to do it, and you're not necessarily trying to kill somebody. You're trying to outlast them until the stupid shock or whatever kills the offensive team, because what's it called, like defender's punishment or whatever. Like, we're not trying to defend. I got 3 attack units here, but I can't kill them because they have, you know, double support, 1 tank, 1 DPS, or double tank, double support. Like, it's dumb. Anyways. Knights get more defense or HP being in the tank slot. Healers get more debuffs or better heals in the support slot. And you can go further and give characters certain advantages for being in their proper slot, and a negative for being out of a slot. I agree with that as well. Here. We're almost done, guys. So here. Locking units into more traditional roles kind of feels worse overall, limits the diversity. I like the idea of having classes matter a touch more, but it's a delicate balance. Yeah, I disagree. Oh, this is also where more of the debate comes. Diversity. Okay, so that was user 2 again, creator 2, so here's creator 1 again. Creator 1, by the way, said that last statement about class roles and passive, etc. User 1. Diversity has 0 to do with healer acting like a tank. That is one of the things people detest about this game, which I agree. And this is funny because I was more on user 2's side up until this point. Now I'm more on user's 1 side. Let's see here. User 1. The issue for that stems from heal scaling on caster max HP value. Or that was user 2, sorry. User 1, and it also devalues knights if they can be out-tanked by a healer. User 2, there are some pretty crazy knights in return, though, especially Falconer Clury. People argue she's currently the most powerful unit to exist. I'd fuck up Falconer Clury. She hates Destroyer. But okay, maybe I've just never seen like a super amazing one. Alright, then user 3 chimes back in here. Question, rather than 5-star heroes, are there going to be any 4-star heroes? Oh, never mind, he's... Yep, no. Last video. Once in Love. Well, there you go, you got that name. A lot of the... Sorry, Once, if you see this. A lot of the question and answers feel like copy-paste answers from a question and answer a couple months ago. Which I agree. There are a few questions answered that are new, but for the most part, it seems like they answered very PR-focused. That's a copy you expect. User 1. I refuse to acknowledge Angelica on the grounds that she is currently fundamentally broken in the game. There's no fun or challenge to beating a game with a broken character. Clury is strong, but she is a tank. Used as a tank. I agree that Angelica is super powerful. And she does get really annoyed. The thing that really breaks her, though, and I'm not calling for nerfs, guys, but I'm just gonna explain to you the argument. The thing that breaks her is she has 2 really strong heals, 1 AoE, 1 single target, on fairly short cooldowns once you get them upgraded. You can give her a Candlestick, which makes it even more ridiculous. The cooldown reduction, since she's already so tanky. Like, if I see her in 3v3 PvP, I hate my life, dude. It's so annoying. But, what was I gonna say, though? And then also that debuff immunity. A lot of people just look at it as debuff immunity. You need to look at it as you are mitigating things that will potentially defeat you. So, damage, things like poison, burn, etc. Not only that, but stat debuffs. So, defense down helps keep your characters alive. Attack down helps keep your characters alive as well, because you're doing more damage and you're killing faster. etc., etc. And to have all that on one character and then give her a candlestick so that her cooldowns, you know, because she plays as a tank in a lot of PvP teams. So it just gets ridiculous, and especially with as much speed, health gear as they've given out, or if you give her, you know, whatever, it's rough. It's rough if you don't have certain heroes that can either dispel or block healing. It's pretty rough, and I know a lot of you will say, well, just get those characters. Yeah, but then if you're fighting in the 4 versus 4 PvP, or even the 3v3 PvP, you know, maybe that character's stunned, maybe that character XYZ, they can't get their cast off because they're silent, or they just got one shot, or they got taunted, you know, it's not like a cut and dry thing, so there's a lot of things that actively screw that up, that's what I'm saying, but that's the way it is. Anyways, so let's see here. User 2, she does way more than simply that. Wait till you fight one of the top guilds, Clury units, it's crazy. User 1, I already know what she does, and I have her a strong one, but she's still a tank, used as a tank. User 2, I honestly think I could very easily play a starter account with no Angelica and just Clury. However, I could not say the same going the other way. Yes, you could. I have to argue with them on this one. Yes, you could. However, I could not say the same. Oh yeah. She is a tank that disrupts, debuffs, provokes, and increases cooldown reduction. And also has extra turn mechanics and self-healing. Talking about Clury. User 1. It is different when a healer that can full heal immune and tank the hardest content in the game. Ah, nope. Not using it. User 2. To say that she is a tank used as a tank is a crazy understatement. User 1, she can be considered the best tank in the game. Again, she is a tank. We were talking about Angelica now. You can say that she's too strong, but she's actually in her role she belongs in. I guess she's talking about Clury now. Or they're talking about Clury. They can take a few things away though, but she isn't broken out of the role. And here we go with User 2. Alright, by that same logic, Angelica fits her same role. You can say she's the best healer in the game, you can say that she's too strong, but she's actually in her role as a healer where she belongs. Disagree. User 1, no, because she is in the back. It's not devastating. I flat out ignore her in PvP and kill everything around her. Does that mean she's not in her role? User 2, User 1. Again, you're off the point. The point is, you can be in 2 roles and be the best. User 2, what is the point? That units have multiple roles, or that you don't like that aspect? She's very much not the best tank, since that seems to be the argument here. User 1, go ask the public that, then come back. That is why she's getting cold broken. User 2, public opinion thought DN was garbage until all the theory crafting spent weeks explaining otherwise. We can agree to disagree, though. No point continuing. We have very different opinions on the matter, which is fine. User 1. So you see how this was going. I won't discredit the public, because people have a different opinion. That's a little too elitist. But most game systems work better when they're Trinity-based. They get out of whack when they allow characters to be all over the place. It becomes impossible to balance. And you end up with characters like this. I've been doing this 10 years now. And it always happens when it's not Trinity locked. Trinity locked, from what I think that they mean, is just your typical tank healer DPS. But just the way it is. And that was pretty much it for that debate. Oh, this is where I saw it. Okay, I was looking in my Discord. It was actually in the Discord. For those of you that were watching the other game, as far as what the next collab was going to be, it's not confirmed, but according to the majority collective here, and the creator, because we've been discussing it without, obviously, the CMs haven't told us anything, the collaboration is going to be, and then not 100% guys, but start looking at it now, or if you know what it is, God of High Schools. That's what people think. So, you know, see if you like that at all. And I know, guys, there's Brown Does stuff playing in the background, which does its own fun. So yeah, first collab. We're just talking about the new hero event that's gonna come out after that. So there you have it, guys. That's pretty much what the Epic creators are talking about. There's also a suggestion. You guys, this video's already been pretty long. But, go take a peek real quick. Oh god, someone did like a gigantic war post. Good. Alright, fine. Go. I'll go over what was posted in the last week. We'll done with this video. So here we go. User, I would love for a way to sell gear as it drops or something. Inventory management is really tedious, and this would help out while wyvern farming. Yeah, I agree with that. I also agree inventory management is really freaking... this was my post. Hello, can we please have some sort of batch star upgrade system, at least for the wolves? Would be nice not to have to click so many individually. That is my #1 most annoying thing about this game, is inventory management. But oh well. Let's see here. We had another guy post. Feedback for E7. Show CP stats changes when trying to equip another gear. Oh, CP combat. Man, combat power is kind of a false stat. Like, it's true in some respects, but it's also false. Like, there's been plenty of times where the map will be like, you don't have the combat power to do that map, and I fucking destroy that map. You know, just the way it is. Alright, here comes the Summoner's War post for you hardcore guys. By the way, quick aside, I actually downloaded Summoner's War and I tried to log into it. And they aren't giving out any more logins, because apparently a lot of people have 15 accounts in that game. So essentially when you try to log in, it says, error, no accounts to give out. Like, okay, so how do you fucking log into this game then? A game so hard, can't even log in. And I started to go over YouTube, and I tried to go over a bunch of fixes, but then every time I would go, I would look down at the comments and be like, this thing was hot fixed. You can't do it this way anymore. So if anyone knows a way to get into Summoner's War, please let me know. I'd love to go mess with that a little bit, just to see what you guys are constantly talking about. Well, anyways, here we go with the Summoner's War post. Oh boy. In Summoner's War, a similar grind-heavy game, this graph shows how you are able to get around 7.5 crystals a month as a free-to-play player. With full energy refills, those free-to-play crystals convert into energy equivalent to 22,500 energy. With energy regen at 1 per 3... apparently 3 minutes, 51 seconds, you ended up with 9,818 energy regained per month for a total of 32,318. An average player running Giants, the equivalent of Wyvern 11, with a minute 20 run, costing 8 energy per run, can run Giants 134 times a day, playing for 3 hours a day, just grinding if that's what they want. They can put aside some of that time for Guild War or Lab or something else, but at the core of these types of games, you need to be able to grind your gear for your monsters and heroes. Right now, E7 early game is good. You get an abundance of Skystones doing Abyss, clearing advent stages. After that is gone, the wall hits. Daily mission for 50 Skystones a day equals 1350 a month. An average of 270 Skystones from the Heart of Orbis. 320 Skystones from... I got lost here. Monthly login bonus. Weekly 240 Skystones if you're a master in Arena equals 960 monthly. This adds up to 2,900 Skystones monthly, excluding events, which I don't have solid data for. Saving all these key Skystones for energy refills gives you 5,800 energy. At a regen rate of 1 energy every 5 minutes, you get 8,640 regen energy per month. At 20 energy per Wyvern 11, I can do 722 hunts a month, or 24 runs a day. If I am completely efficient with energy at 2 minutes a run, I can play the game for 48 minutes a day farming. Well, and then up to 1 hour if I have Guild War that day or I'm doing raids. Most free-to-play will not spend all their precious Skystones to farm either, since they will need it for limited banner heroes or the waifu husbando that give them the will to farm. Whether it is by increasing energy regen or lowering the cost of hunch, or increasing energy refilled by spending Skystones, or a combination of all three, I hope that Smilegate finds a good solution to the problem of people being unable to play the game. I find this most important overall aspects of the game usually complained about, such as Nat 5 rates and gold costs, as all those may be alleviated simply by players being able to farm more resources with energy. I feel a good standard would be for free-to-play players to be able to play the game for 2 to 3 hours after dinner before bed. Dolphin spending 1k a month. A month is a dolphin? Really? The whale more than 1,000? Let's see. You'll be able to farm during work as well. Whales can do whatever they want anyways, but need to have dolphins to compete against in order to make their whaling worth more money. And that post got basically a bunch of thumbs up and likes. 5 of the people. So I think that was a good enough post. I think I'll give a shout out. Lisha is her name. Lisha. She's one of the newer creators, I believe. Not sure, because I actually don't have the time to follow most of these people, but give her a shout out though. That was a pretty cool breakdown. Or a shout out. Sorry, I'm giving her a shout out. Go ahead and give her a go check her out at least. I don't know if she's on YouTube or Twitch. Either way, Lisha. And that is pretty much it, guys, for me today. So I wanted to update you guys. I've been going through some stuff in real life. That's why you haven't seen any videos for a bit, but I'm back now. So, hopefully that was kind of eye-opening. And we are trying our hardest, guys, to get the devs to see them. Special shout-outs I would like to give to most active members, I feel, are Alexis, Lisha, like I just said, Mango7, Once in Love, Scion Storm. Hit the Pier has actually been pretty active. Those guys have all been a little bit more active than I am. Yeah, so shout out to all those guys for throwing down, and everyone else has just been contributing in general. We've had a couple of the creators, you know, they're not playing as much for energy issues, etc., as you heard before. But we're doing our best, guys, and we're trying to make them see things. But you know, there's lots of stuff lost in translation, I'm sure, and you know, they got their own plans and they can only take on so many things. So hopefully more of these changes start to get updated. Supposedly the next major content update, according to that developer interview, is going to be coming up by June, sometime in June of this year. So we'll see how that goes as I record this video on March 19th. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later on. I got tons more Epic 7 content to get to, but it'll just have to be for a later time, because these last 2 videos took longer than I expected. So, yo, I'm Showtimedr, Showtimedr. You found my YouTube. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Also, if you feel like checking me out, check out the title info. There's a link to my Twitch, link to my Discord. We got Epic 7 tab. Good community in there. Twitch, I will probably start streaming gachas on YouTube more, and put my Twitch stream back to streaming like indie games and retro games and games, etc. So, but if you feel like, you know, you like me enough, you want to come by, or you just want to come say hi, yeah, come say hi, you know. Always available to say hi, even if you're not going to follow or watch regularly. Good stuff. And I will catch you guys later on, so peace out.